Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today we will step into the world of Key Out of Time by Andre Norton. Key Out of Time, written by Andre Alice Norton and published in 1963, is a classic science fiction novel that forms part of her Time Trader series. Known for her vivid storytelling and ability to weave complex worlds, Norton takes readers on an adventurous journey through time and space, blending elements of mystery, exploration, and the unknown. Plot summary. Ross Murdoch stood on the edge of a world that seemed to be a paradise. The planet Hawaii, named after the ancient Polynesian paradise, was a place where time seemed to stand still. Its long days were filled with peace, gentle winds, and a sloth that infected everything, even the Terran settlers. Yet this paradise was not the place described by the ancient voyage tape that had brought them here. That tape, a relic from a long-dead civilization, had shown a world teeming with life and intelligence. Now, it was as if that civilization had vanished without a trace. Ross and his partner, Gordon Ash, were time agents, men trained to slip through the corridors of time and space. Their mission on Hawaii was to uncover the truth behind the planet's mysterious past, a past that was proving to be elusive. With them was Karara Treherne, a woman with a deep connection to the sea and its creatures, and her dolphin companions, Tinorau and Taw. The dolphins had proven invaluable in exploring the underwater world of Hawaii, but so far, they had found nothing that matched the world depicted in the voyage tape. The sea held its own secrets, and Ross found himself drawn to it, even as he felt a growing unease. One day, while diving with the dolphins, he encountered a massive, dragon-like creature. Its scaled head and fanged mouth were like something out of a nightmare. Only the swift intervention of Tinorau and Taw saved him from becoming the creature's prey. This encounter shattered the illusion of the planet's paradise and hinted at the dangers lurking beneath its tranquil surface. Undeterred, the team pressed on. They deployed a time probe, a device that would allow them to peer into the past without physically traveling there. The first glimpse into Hawaii's history was of a castle perched on a cliff, with warships on the sea below. The ships were unlike any Ross had seen, their sleek design suggesting a blend of medieval and futuristic technology. As the probe moved forward in time, it revealed a landscape dominated by towering pylons of silvery metal. These structures were clearly the work of an advanced civilization, but there was no sign of life. The final image was of a barren, desolate world. Something had happened to Hawaii, something catastrophic, but what? With more questions than answers, Ash made a bold decision. They would set up a time gate and travel back to witness Hawaii's past firsthand. It was a risky move, one that could have unforeseen consequences, but it was the only way to uncover the truth. They worked quickly, setting up the gate on a reef off the coast. The weather, which had been so calm and predictable, suddenly turned. A storm was brewing, one that could tear the gate apart before they had a chance to use it. As they scrambled to finish the setup, the storm broke with a fury that took them all by surprise. Wind and rain lashed at them, and the sea heaved with monstrous waves. Ross was at the gate when it activated prematurely, pulling him through. He was thrown into the raging sea of the past, struggling against the current and the storm's fury. As he fought to keep his head above water, he saw cliffs rising before him, cliffs that he recognized from the probe's images. This was the time of the castle. Somehow, he managed to reach the shore, battered and exhausted. Lights flickered along the shoreline, torches held by the castle's inhabitants who had come to aid survivors of a shipwreck. Ross's first thought was for Ash. Had he been pulled through the gate as well? And if so, where was he now? Ross navigated the treacherous terrain, his every sense alert for danger. The castle loomed above him, a silent sentinel from a forgotten age. The storm raged on, but he pressed forward, determined to find Ash and discover what had happened to Hawaii. The castle was in ruins, its walls crumbling from some long-ago conflict. As he explored its darkened corridors, he found evidence of a civilization that had once been great. But now, there were only ghosts. Outside, the sea still roared, and in the distance, Ross could see the towering pylons. They were the key, he was sure of it. But what were they? And what had they done to this world? Ross had no answers, only more questions. He needed to find Ash, and together they would piece together the puzzle. Meanwhile, back in the present, Ash and Karara were preparing to activate the time gate again. The storm made it risky, but they had no choice. Ash was determined to find Ross and bring him back. As they activated the gate, Ash stepped through, bracing himself for the disorienting journey. He emerged into the past, not far from where Ross had landed. Ash fought his way through the storm to the castle, where he found Ross in the ruins. Together, they began to unravel the mystery. The pylons, they discovered, were part of a massive technological network, something that could alter the very fabric of reality. The castle and the ships they had seen were the remnants of a civilization that had been caught in the crossfire of a war between advanced galactic powers. The pylons had been used to change the planet itself, to remake Haweka into something else entirely. But why had the war been fought? And what had happened to the victors? These questions remained unanswered. The clues they found suggested that the conflict had been swift and devastating, leaving nothing but desolation in its wake. The galactic powers had moved on, leaving Haweka a scarred and empty world. As they stood among the ruins, Ross and Ash knew they had uncovered something significant, something that could change their understanding of the galaxy and its history. But they also knew that this knowledge came with a price. The time gate was a Pandora's box, and they had only begun to glimpse what lay within. They had to return to their own time, to report what they had found, and to ensure that the secrets of Haweka did not fall into the wrong hands. With the storm finally abating, they made their way back to the gate. The dolphins guided them through the water, their sleek forms a reminder that even in the midst of chaos, there could be allies. As they prepared to step through the gate, Ross took one last look at the pylons. They stood as a warning, a testament to the power of technology and the dangers of using it without understanding its full consequences. They returned to the present, carrying with them the weight of what they had discovered. Haweka was no longer just a paradise. It was a world that had been forever changed by forces beyond their comprehension. And now, it was up to them to ensure that such a fate did not befall another world. That's a wrap for today, but there's more to explore in Time Trader series by Andre Norton. Check the description or Celsius 233 to keep the adventure going. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Andre Norton's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.